Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another exciting episode of RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's road. Yes, this is the voice of Dr. A, your excursion extraordinaire and guide. Today, our journey will be taking us from the Albion Estate community. The month is October 2022. And we're looking at the first and last bar at this time, and we see that it has been demolished, or it is in the process of demolition. So the building is almost on the ground in completion, and it needs to be removed so that the roadwork can continue its expansion. I know that it has been a while since a lot of you have heard this voice, and I tell you it is for good reason. We have been working on some other exclusive projects which a little Google search could give you some insight. But if you want to follow me or follow my page, I'll leave the link above so you can follow me there. So as we look at this thoroughfare, this is the Albion area of the road network for the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. And as we make our way, we are seeing that the work is still ongoing. I will be sure to include an aerial footage so you can have an overview as to what is taking place. For our up-to-date videos and videocasts, you can always check our shorts feed, and those will have the videos as we have them recorded. Those will be videos without a voiceover or commentary, so you can just see exactly what is happening. And now we're moving on to the leg of the Albion section of the highway. We have covered this area before, and it is still a work in progress. This section, the right hand going towards Kingston, is somewhat completed. Drainage have been placed in, and as we look further down into the Grand Span area, we can see the changes of the infrastructure that has taken place thus far. It is a beautiful day here in Jamaica. The sun is shining, and we are currently recording in HD. If you look to your right, you can see where the road work is actually going to be taking us. Those areas that the cars are parked, that is actually where we'll be driving on in a little while. But for this moment, we'll continue to come to a conclusion right here, and then we move into our old road network and enjoy the journey from here. As you can see, the light posts, some of them have been removed, and in the second week of October, on Friday, I think it was the 7th of October, the lights were out, yes, in the Albion community, because they were actually removing the old post light wires onto the new post light wires. And yes, this is a journey. The Grand Span community is to our left, and the Albion community, we are now exiting that area, and you can see where we'll be joining and driving in the near future. So this infrastructural marvel is currently taking place, and we're truly grateful for the engineering design and the nature of the work that is currently ongoing. The terrain is a little rough, there's a little turbulence, but the work must go on, and this is a cost or the price that we have to pay. There is inconvenience with the dust, yes, but we have to experience that as the work progresses. They do try on occasion to wet the road from time to time. However, as the sun is usually hot in this geography, you can expect that just wetting the road will not solve the problem. But this phase will be out in a little while. So now we're moving on to the Grand Span leg of the highway, and this is indeed a beautiful thoroughfare. If you look to your left on screen at this time, you can see where they are currently still in the process of expanding that side of the thoroughfare to have both sides being completed, And yes, the mall is currently on the road. They are doing some pressing of that section as well. That pressing has not been completed, but in a little while the pressing will be completed. And we move forward as we continue towards the Grand Spen exit, or the Grand Spen bypass, or some may say the Grand Spen joining area, which is straight ahead of us. If you look on your left, you will see that section being opened and made available for commuters to have a detour onto that area. But after the road has been completed, we are not quite sure where the bypass will be, or the connecting area will be. And we can see the road work is currently ongoing. They are still working to develop the infrastructure, but more effort has been placed at a different location. It is a hope that this journey with us had given you some updated insights, and as such we are going to leave you to enjoy the rest of the journey. So straight ahead, that there will be the joining part from this section of Grand Spen all the way over to the other section, which will take us to the Albion Heights community. So now we're being descending on to the bypass area as we make our way towards the Albion Heights community, where that thoroughfare will take us out. Enjoy this journey with us as we continue to give you timely updates. Feel free to share the information with your friends, your family, who you think that this information will be important for them to know, so they can know how to navigate the road network, or just to give them an insight and update as to what is currently taking place. It is indeed our pleasure to have been privileged to serve you. As we continue to serve you and increase the production output, it is the intention that you will enjoy them as we make them available. Thank you for joining us on this another exciting episode of RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's road. This is your excursion extraordinaire and guide, Dr. A. We will see you in our next session, where we will be at the Albion Heights community and then make our way down that thoroughfare. Until then, please do have yourself a beautiful, blessed and productive day. And don't forget to check out our shorts feed for up-to-date insight every day of the week, excepting Saturday during the course of the day. But after the sun has set, you can be assured that your videos will be made available. As always, be blessed. Walk, ride, drive, and fly good. Extraordinaire and guide Dr. A. Today in this episode we'll be covering the area from where we left off at in the Bull Bay community, Bull Bay St. Thomas. We are now approaching the Mesga Garden community, and this is what the area looks like. On your left, you can see the network that we will be driving on in our next dispensation from Harborview all the way to Albion. But for this journey, we are taking you around the long way, or the way that we normally traverse. Now we're approaching the Bull Bay leg of the highway, and this is Bull Bay St. Thomas. So you can see that the work is still ongoing. A little expansive work is taking place. On the left hand side, the right hand side is where we are currently driving at this time. Over time, more improvements will be done in this geography. We will soon have a lighting place as soon as the next side is completed. As we discussed earlier, that driving on these roads at night can become a little bit tedious because the road network is like pitch dark in this geography. So you have to be very careful and cautious as you approach this area of the highway, especially if you are not familiar with the road terrain and the infrastructural changes with the sharp corners and also the different textures in the road surface, which can be frightening at times when you make the transition from the good to the bad and the bad to the good. If you look to your extreme right, you'll see the exact direction where the road network will continue. Even though at this time we're coming off that section, it's like a detour to take us up to the community of Bull Bay St. Andrew. And on your left, you can see where the infrastructural development for the luxury dwellings will be taking place. And over on that side also is where the road network will continue. So it will cut across this old network of road work. So now we'll continue into Bull Bay St. Andrew, and this is welcome to Bull Bay St. Andrew as we make our way down. And just for notation, for those who don't know, this community will be circumvented. This will be a bypass thoroughfare after the completion of the highway is done. So the road that was on our left hand will be taking us all the way out to onto the Bull Pass Bridge, and it will be taking us straight from Bull Bay St. Thomas to Bull Bay St. Andrew. The next dispensation, the next time we'll stop at the Bull Pass Bridge, exactly where that road will take us out. The road is in working condition, that network, but it's not yet completed. As soon as it is completed, then we'll have a visual update as to what the infrastructure looks like. But for now, we'll just have to use the visuals that we have as we make our way down. So at this time, I'm going to allow you to just enjoy the community that we're currently traversing in. And remember that in a little while, this community will no longer be utilized for the more efficient route for commuting, as when the other section is completed, that would be more efficient than this area. As they always say, the shortest distance to any point rather, is a straight line. For those who are new here, please feel free to check out our shorts catalog and enjoy the short snippets of things that are taking place. As we do our recordings, we prepare short videos as well, so you can visualize that and enjoy those if you don't want to spend 10-15 minutes with us. I know that your time is important, and so is mine, and so is our team's time, so we're just doing everything to be as efficient as possible. So if you enjoy short form content, please enjoy those. If you want to follow my personal page, I'll leave a link at this time in the top right hand corner of this video, and maybe in the description below. And we just want to also say thank you for making it RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's road. It is a pleasure to be serving you. The RoadTripja team would like to congratulate those who have been with us since day one. And for those who are new here, thank you for joining the team. And thank you for being a part of us as we make our way to So continue to enjoy the aesthetics, and on your left you can see the Bull Bay Seventh-day Adventist Church as we're passing right now, and on your right at this intersection you can see a road that takes you up into a hill where they have different quarries on that leg. But now we're making our way further down so you can see what the Bull Pass Bridge looks like. Though this sign is saying welcome to St. Andrew, we are already in St. Andrew. And now on your left you can see the Bull Pass Bridge, and yes, that is the road network that we will be driving on very soon. And that road network traverses from this area all the way to the south coast leg where we came off the last section of the completed or semi-completed highway in Bull Bay, St. Thomas. Now we're continuing our journey and we're going to be approaching another bridge which is currently ongoing, currently being built, and we're going to try to give you an aerial footage so you can appreciate what is taking place in that geography. And yes, a lot of road work is currently ongoing. You can see the expansive work taking place on your left and the expansive work taking place on your right. And this is the bridge. So one side will be for inbound traffic and the other side, the opposite side, will be for the outbound traffic. So these two bridges will be for different traffic directional flow. And on your left, you can see we're now passing the Bull Bay police station, which will be relocated as work continues. So all that area where you see in the wall, that is all the area that has to be taken away, which would reduce the spacing in that geography. So this is what it looks like in the parish of St. Andrew from Bull Bay as we make our way down. Indeed, it has been a pleasure to serve you, and this is where we're going to pause this section of our discourse, and the next time that we join forces, we will be moving from the Bull Bay area all the way to the Harbour View, which will complete the section 1A of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. After we have reached the section 1A completing point at the Bull Bay, the Harbour View roundabout, what we'll be doing a U-turn so you can see what it is like to move from Harbour View all the way back to the start of section 1A towards St. Thomas, which will be the end, because we'll be starting from Harbour View and making our way to the Yallow's Bridge in St. Thomas. As we always say, walk, ride, drive, and fly good. Signing out from RoadTripja. The heartbeat of Jamaica's road is Dr. A. See you in the next one. Greetings and welcome once again to another exciting episode of RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's road. Today our excursion will be continuing from where we left off. We are in the Bull Bay community, the Bull Bay St. Andrew community, and we'll be making our way from the Bull Bay St. Andrew community all the way to Harborview. And that will complete the section 1A of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. Just in case you missed our previous episode, the link will be listed above and you can feel free to check it out. To navigate you through the experience is Dr. A. Let us now get into the meat of the matter. As you can see in this infrastructural change taking place in this area, we have roads being dug out. We also have excavation work taking place, and as we pivot our eyes to the periphery on the left hand, we can see where some areas are left to be demolished, and as such, in time that area will be demolished. And as you can anticipate, when we make our way down towards the skate park and you look on your right, you will also see where they are currently doing some clearing out and some road digging in order to elevate the road to a level that is suitable and acceptable. And many may be asking if the skate park or the community center, the football field area, will be demolished, but based on the wall there will be demolished, but based on the diagram plan, it appears as though the walls are just at the border and they may not be demolished, because as we know, those walls were placed up less than 2 years ago, so that there is something to look into. We'll continue our journey and make our way down towards the bridge that takes us over from the Bull Bay community into the Harborview area. And you can just use your eyes to see all that has been taking place. If you'd like to enjoy brief moments and snippets in time with us, please feel free to visit our shorts feed, which will have adequate information so that you can be abreast of what is taking place before we create the long form videos. And even after the long form videos are created, you can also just snippet a little piece, the piece that interests you the most, or enticed you the most, and share with your families and friends. We just want to say, as always, thank you for making it RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's road. We would not have been able to continue the work that we are doing without your invaluable support, and for that we are truly grateful for those who invested time, their talent, their resources. We are truly appreciative. Continue to share these videos with your friends or families alike, so that each individual can be updated as to real-time changes that are taking place. At the end of this journey, we will be taking a little break, and then in our next sitting, we'll be doing the journey again, and then we'll be taking it from the Harborview section, the starting point, and making our way all the way to Albion St. Thomas, or close proximity to the Yallow's Bridge, which will conclude the section 1A of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project. And as you know, that is our area of focus. It is a hope that you'll enjoy the experience with us, as in that sitting we'll give you some more pertinent updates that will be meaningful to you. Thank you all, and as always we say, walk, ride, drive, and fly good. See you in the next sitting. Have yourself a blessed day.